the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance. For more information on increasing your cash flow, becoming your own money manager, and to schedule your complimentary personal finance strategy, contact the Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789. KOG and Company. Are your unique gifts and talents changing the world? Do you desire to belong to a community of unity? Visit KOGpassion.com to learn more about the Unleash Your Dopeness movement.
Welcome back to Intermission. I am your host, Jarvis Ziggy Newsom. You can find me on the Instagrams at Ziggy the Lionhearted. And with me is the co-host, Howard Jerome.
What's up, guys? I am Howard Jerome, as I am referred to. You can find me at Howard Jerome on Facebook and Howard_Jerome on Instagram. And with us again is Marcus.
You know, you can find me.
Griffin.
Hey, St. Louis rolling on dubs. Yeah. Hey, that's always a good one. Man, you know what's crazy? Oh, you can find me at Marcus Griffin on Facebook. But now I'm talking about Nelly. If you look at, like, J. Cole has a festival coming out, and it's a really amazing that if you look at the everybody who's coming on there, it's all great artists and, like, new artists that everybody heard of. And then there's Nelly on there. And it's like, what has Nelly done to warrant getting on a festival?
I'm just trying to figure out where the fuck this came from, because we had a completely different conversation going on, like, literally 5 seconds ago.
Oh, because I said y'all tune. Every time y'all talk, I was like, where you can find me, and, you know, on where you can find me in St. Louis rolling on dubs.
I can dig it.
You know,
shit, my lyrics
Nelly
crazy.
song, you know, you got to get in.
I need a haircut. My hair looks fucking crazy.
I'm
right
random.
now.
It's all good.
Yeah, you are, dog.
Hey, it's some beautiful winds. Actually, it's not. It's kind of cloudy outside. It is.
Bro, what did you drink on the way over here?
Water. Flavored water.
Flavored with vodka.
Nah,
I
right.
think you posted it. One of y'all posted the new pictures. From
Oh,
Captain
yeah,
Marvel.
for Captain Marvel.
Yo,
Looks dope.
yeah.
That was good. And to see that
That's what
Ronan
I
was
was
actually a
looking
good
on
guy.
earlier.
Yeah, and then it's also, I didn't even know Marvel even owned the rights to the Creed. That's the thing that threw me off, because a lot of people were talking about that because, I'm not the Creed, but the Scrolls.
Yeah.
But see, they just got it back.
But that's the thing, none of that stuff is even set in place yet or even inked yet.
Right.
So they wouldn't even, so that means that they must have shared the Scrolls this whole time.
I
And we
think
all
so.
didn't even know that. I was like, that's interesting.
This is the only thing that keeps throwing me off about this shit, man.
Yeah.
Naming her Carol Danvers when they have an active show, Supergirl, and her name is Carol Danvers. I keep getting thrown off by that.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I don't watch Supergirl, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, Supergirl's not bad, dude.
What? That's her name is Carol Danvers? What?
Carol Danvers.
Yeah, that's out from the
I
comic.
thought her name
book.
was something else.
Yeah. It's something else in the comics.
Yeah, it was, I can't remember.
Oh, well.
Whatever.
So her real name is whatever the House of L
You're right.
would be.
Yeah, something.
But, yeah.
Throw some type of L behind that last name.
Right.
These still shots, though. It's funny because still shots from here look just like some screenshots from, like scene shots from fucking Supergirl.
Yeah, and they
Actually.
were talking about it's not an origin story, so that's always a good thing.
That's great. Well, I mean, they got to have it tied
I'm
into
like, damn,
like
you're going to need some
what
type
you
of
got.
origin. We don't know
Yeah,
what the
but
fuck.
I think they're gonna do the same thing with like they did with Spider-Man, where
But
they're
you
gonna
can do
start
that with
in the middle.
Spider-Man.
But the thing is, though, they need her ready for.
Yeah, that's true.
This
That's true. She
shit.
has to be seasoned
Yeah.
already. But I'm just like, damn, I don't know nothing about Captain Marvel at all. I never followed her. So
Her husband was an alien. They touched. She got powers. Boom. Captain Marvel.
Well,
His name was Marvel.
yeah, and that's supposed to be Jude
Jude
Law.
Law.
So.
And
Bro,
then,
that's just wild, though. I'm Captain Marvel, and I'm Marvel.
and then I know like her co-pilot, the black lady, Maria Rambo, has a daughter who's actually more powerful than Captain Marvel, Monica Rambo.
See, I wouldn't even know that.
So, which I
didn't know
I
that.
think we'll see her
And a
probably
spinoff or something.
probably after the Avengers 4.
I'm not gonna
I'm
lie,
down
though.
for it.
The scroll look weak.
I mean, it's a picture, but I'm just like Ben Mendelsohn. I'm sold. Give me
No,
that.
I mean I'm excited for the movie for
You're
sure. It's just with the way they describe what the scroll are. it seemed like they would be kind of,
But
more
this is the
dragged.
thing that always intrigues me because this movie's supposed to set place in the 90s. So just say the Skrulls were around in the 90s. There's no telling how long they infiltrated.
And who they
Who they infiltrated. So we have a whole nother. You got secret wars that can come about.
Have you ever seen They Live?
No.
You've seen They Live,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I got the
But Roddy
T-shirt.
Power,
Yeah.
Roddy Piper. Yeah, that just made me think of that. I was watching that recently again. That's my favorite
Yeah, I did
movie.
too.
I love that movie. I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
I might need to check that
I'm
movie.
all out of
Oh,
bubblegum.
it's one of the kings.
I think you
dog.
used that quote. Did you use that quote? Or
all
you?
the fucking time. I love that quote, man. He just unleashes in a bank, just starts firing off at people. So the whole thing is that he's got these glasses that he shows him these aliens that have infiltrated America and the government and all this stuff. And he goes up to this bank and he sees them, and you got regular humans mixed in.
That needs
And
to
they
be
just
on
see this
Netflix.
dude's coming in here. It's on. Yeah, I think it's on Stars actually.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
HBO.
well, perfect. If it's
No,
on
man,
Star-
it's on Hulu. I think it's on
shit, I
Hulu.
need to buy Hulu. God damn.
Yeah,
Oh, and that show. What's that show you watch? The one you-
Castle Rock.
Castle Rock.
Man, I've heard somebody talking about it the other day. I was like, hey, Jarvis told me about that. So I was like, it's more people. More
Okay.
people's on that show.
It's actually gotten a lot better. I'll talk about this week's episode, but Hulu's Jack Ryan might be my.
What's
new
his
addition.
name's playing in that too from The Office, huh?
Yeah,
John
yeah.
Krasinski.
Yeah, he's Jack Ryan.
I
He's-
like it. I like it.
And I'll play this. If you're a fan of Homeland,
That is a show that I've always heard was amazing, but never got around to watching. Not one episode.
Jack Ryan sort of has that same feel to
I'll probably
it.
catch that
This
since
is
it's
in
2
the
episodes.
same
in.
vein as oh no, I'm thinking of Jack Reacher. Wait. But
Jack Ryan is the one that like.
he's a
been-
detective, right?
No, he's like
CIA analyst.
operative. It's just like Tom.
That's
What's
Jack
his name?
Reacher.
No. What's his name? Harrison Ford. He played.
He
him
played
in-
an older
in
Jack
the
Ryan,
Old
yeah.
Jack Ryan.
Like Clear and Present
who else?
Danger.
Ben Affleck did.
Yeah. Patriot Games. All that comes from the same
So-
author, Tom Clancy.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm thinking of Alexander Cross. That's who I'm thinking of.
Oh, no,
They-
that's
well,
different.
They,
different author.
yeah. They had Tyler Perry play it.
Oh,
and that movie was
don't
like
get-
that
don't
movie
get-
was terrible.
Don't get
Flaming
Nas
justified.
started on that because Nas read that series of books
Yeah,
and
I'm sure she
says,
hated the movie.
"Oh, she
For sure.
hated it."
Dang, that bad.
That's the hilarious part.
Because he
when
does
Tyler
not
Perry comes
fit
up,
Alex Cross
No.
at all.
So
you
it
can't
was
take
kind
him
of like
seriously as a tough guy.
I can't take him serious and
Him
trying to
holding a
act.
shotgun, like okay,
Okay, Medea.
yeah. Put a
Okay,
dress
Medea.
on.
Go sit down somewhere. Where's your
But
pistol at?
also,
way to
the
typecast yourself.
new news: Henry Cavill has a show coming out on Netflix
I saw that.
off a popular video game. This was a dope video game, The Witcher.
Oh shit! I did see the pictures from that.
I saw the
That's gonna
picture
be
from
cool.
the Instagram.
Yeah.
That looks awesome.
Yeah, The Witcher's, and I'm like, this is one of those actors like now that when he does a project, it
Oh,
automatically
interesting.
has
I raised
the picture.
my
Yeah.
eyebrow.
So it's going to be interesting to see him play in that kind of like sci-fi fantasy type setting,
Right.
because he doesn't have that kind of like persona, you know.
It's gonna be
He's
interesting.
always
to
been playing like this big, yo, what's up, man? I'm a tough dude type, kind of douchey kind of role.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be cool to see. And I like the little grunge look and shit.
Right,
I can
because
see-
you
he
know,
can pull it off for
Because
sure.
you know,
He can pull it off.
it's more of a period piece. You
He
know,
looks
I
like
like
Wade
it.
Wilson
Yeah.
right
Excited.
there. That dude looks like Wade
like
Wilson.
honestly, if they had made Castlevania into a live action movie,
Dog, that would be
Henry
great.
Cavill would probably be the best Simon Belmont.
Dude, that would be awesome.
So I'm excited about that.
Castlevania's
I
a
think.
crazy game too. I got it on my.
Well, it's a
played it
dope ass
recently.
anime on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like
What is it?
Castlevania.
I've never heard of it.
Watch the go on Netflix. It's only
Good show.
6 episodes for that first one.
No, I didn't watch the Netflix one, but
Hey, don't let your kid watch it.
Man, it's so much stuff to watch. It's like Jesus.
Well, one it's short,
pop some Adderall.
and
stay
they
up
weren't
for
sure
it.
they was going
Can't do it, dog.
And then put it on 2 times speed so you catch everything. Good to go.
Nah.
But that was actually that's one a lot of people have been waiting on. I know Junius has brought it up. Erlene has
Witcher?
brought it up. No, the Castlevania,
Oh yeah, that'd
the
be cool.
the anime. It's on Netflix, and
gonna
it's
check it
just
I'm not gonna lie, man. I at first was kind of leery about seeing these shows that take animes and make them live action, because you see it with like Avatar and fucking
Dragon Ball
Dragon
Z.
Ball. Oh my God,
Oh,
Street Fighter. All these shows that take cartoons and make them live action have been terrible. But I think Netflix is the perfect avenue for that.
right.
Because we saw, like, when you look at like Bright was definitely an experiment by them to put big budget money behind something that was,
And it was
totally
interesting
fantasy.
enough.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
I was like,
I haven't
was
watched it
like,
a second
I want to see
time,
what's going to happen.
but it wasn't a waste
I
of
haven't
time.
watched it the second time either.
And I think them, like, we've seen what their sci-fi shows can do,
Right.
but it's like with like B-list actors and actresses and a lot of money, and it comes out like okay.
But now they're starting to grab
that
bigger
A-list.
Put them
artists.
together.
Bigger artists. So what? Octavia
Boy.
Spencer
They
has
got a lot of A-list artists like
With stuff
from the
coming
show.
out, yeah,
Like
down
that
the
one
line.
with fuck, I can't think. The gangster movie, The Irishman.
I can't remember that one.
Oh, dude. So
With the Al Pacino,
and
Harvey Keitel, Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro's the one I'm thinking of when they were doing like
I
the
haven't
Jimmy
seen Robert
Hoffa
De Niro in
thing.
something in a while.
That's gonna be wild, dude.
It's just
Exploring Jimmy Hoffa.
It's just amazing, man. Just thinking about what I tell you about how TV's popping.
But I mean, it's a lot. Original content has now taken. Like it's no more sitcoms. It's like
It's a more exploratory type.
right. Like
That's the type of movies I like. TV.
I think HBO for starting it
That's
when
true.
they realized that the serious drama can be some of your best leading shows. Well, I think Sopranos was probably the first one that really kicked it
True.
off.
Then
But
it's 6 feet
and
under.
if you look
and-
at them,
and-
they even push it by taking that blueprint and then mixing it with other genres.
Oh,
Like, we were
right.
talking about that a couple weeks ago, but like, you look at Westworld and Game of Thrones, like they incorporate fantasy, drama. Action. That's like the good mix right there.
and then
In,
FX
in character development.
and FX kind of took it and kind of normalized it to like on like cable network,
Right.
and they pushed the envelope when you go from like Nip
Bro.
Tuck down to Damages.
Yeah,
All
when I
those
started
movies were
watching
not.
Nip Tuck, I was so upset.
That's
It
what I'm
took me
saying. Those
forever
are
to
not
watch that
typical
show.
type shows that you would put on
On
TV.
TV,
And they
right.
kind of push the envelope. So I like it. What y'all saying?
Speaking of sitcoms, have y'all seen that thing about Charmed? They're coming out with a new Charmed.
I didn't watch.
Oh,
the
I sort of heard about that.
Yeah, so they're redoing Charmed, and it's going to be on CW, and it's with an all cast of color.
Yeah.
2 of the 3 original Charms. I watched Charmed when I was younger.
I can
Okay.
tell.
Yeah, I
you know,
mean,
way
whatever.
too much.
It was
this is
actually
on
an
the
interesting.
news. It was a good show.
It was actually a good show.
I heard, man. I heard it was a decent show, and I just every time I look at it on like TNT, I'm just like, wow, this looks really bad.
So y'all like comic books and fantasy? I mean, like anime. I watched vampires and shit like that.
So you're a True Blood fan?
Absolutely.
Hey,
I love True Blood.
there was nothing wrong with True Blood till season 5.
It got really weird after a while.
So they kind of get weird, and then I actually didn't mind the whole vampire cult thing, but it's when they cross over
fairies.
with Warlow, because the fairies were mixed in a little bit, but it's when they introduced Warlow.
When they really got to the
That
fairies, I was just
terrible.
like,
Yeah.
a
They dedicated-
vampire fairy hybrid thing.
dog,
like
they
that.
really designated a whole season just to explain the fairies. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
sometimes
that part I
kill
could do,
her
yeah.
off, please.
But even she was like, "Yo, this is kind of stupid."
Right.
When they made Terra Vampire, I was just like rolling my eyes. I was like, I'm so sick of Terra, man.
Right. Well, before
Yeah.
we go on, this portion of the show is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance. Did you know that only 4 states in the United States offer financial education? 33% of Americans don't pay their bills on time. 39% of Americans carry credit card debt from month to month. And 39% of adults say they don't have enough savings. Don't become one of these statistics. Let Houston Housewives of Finance advise you on increasing your cash flow and becoming your own money manager by scheduling your complimentary personal financial strategy. Contact Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-760-4463 or email us at info@houstonhousewivesoffinance.com. Ask us how you can participate in a complimentary financial literacy workshop near you. Houston Housewives of Finance are the new faces of the new age of financial services.
Dude, I love that line in there about increasing your cash flow. I'm all about that.
But now we did the we did the fantasy casting. I decided let's go ahead and make it 4 actresses that all won Best Supporting Actress.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Viola Davis,
Okay.
Lupita Nyong'o, Octavia Spencer, and Whoopi Goldberg, who was one of the few people that was at a 9 that has an EGAT.
Oh, yeah, I remember we talked about that
Yeah.
one episode.
Yeah, she's
She's a goat.
Yeah, she's a goat. So I was like, what movie would you put these 4 powerhouses in?
I
Now-
want my set it off, man.
I just keep seeing a crime thriller, and it's because of fucking.
It's Whoopi, man.
When
Whoopi
I-
just looks like she would be a zany ass fucking
see,
just
Whoopi
like
though, she's the wild card in the bunch, man, because she doesn't necessarily. So like these two over here, they got more serious drama and crime
Exactly.
thrillers and stuff like that. But Whoopi though,
And then Lupita be like in the first part of the movie, like one of their team members like dies off, and they recruit a young person who's up and coming, which is
she would have
Lupita.
to play that role.
And Lupita would play that, and that would be
Adversary
super
role,
dope.
or like the the opposition, like something like that, where she's going against everyone because she's the youngest
Exactly,
one.
because she's the young one, man. That'd be
But
so dope.
I would want to see Viola Davis play like a female president. That's just me. Though.
She just comes off as a great president.
Yeah, she does.
I'll follow.
And Earlene's right. This is a hard one. Like, I didn't even realize how hard it was to actually come up with a scenario. After I made it, I was like, what will I really? I said, I would want some type of suspense. You say crime suspense.
So
you say set it off
like
like
that.
Yeah, same with the crime thing.
Like, imagine like White House Down, but with them instead involved, and like Lupita is like the mastermind behind like some terrorist cell or something like that.
Right.
And they're trying to figure out who's infiltrated the government, with Whoopi Goldberg being an advisor and Olivia, I can't think of her name.
That's
Octavia Spencer being the other advisor,
Right.
and then one of them being like the moles in the group.
Ghostbusters spinoff. I mean, what a sequel?
I don't want to see any remakes of Ghostbusters.
Did you see
again.
the only reason why I say that because it was on TV the other
I
day?
watched part
Oh
of it.
man,
Yeah.
it's really
trash.
bad. I'm not trying to trash.
It looked cool though.
Well, here's the problem. Like, stop. I hate it. Like, well, we're gonna make this, but this, like,
Bro, I hate that. The coloring, like,
Ocean's 11, but with women.
Oh.
Ghostbusters, but with women.
Hollywood, the solution is not taking old roles and then putting people of
And
color
retconning them.
and,
Putting
and
them in
women in
roles
them.
that-
The goal and the way you solve this is by making more roles for people of color and for women, giving them their own original content. That's how you solve it.
Yes.
You don't have to go and remake old movies. Just pivot.
Like-
Provide more roles.
Like I was watching what's that movie? Man, oh god, it escapes me. It's the movie with Meryl Streep and God, it's just like she was a married person. She was a married woman, and then she gets divorced, and then she starts having an affair with her ex-husband and stuff like that.
Like,
I cannot think of the name of it, but that movie's hilarious, and I was just like, how?
Who else-
I've literally
is
only
in it?
seen two
Alec
Meryl
Baldwin's
Streep.
in there, and then
Oh, shit, we were just
Steve
talking
Martin's
oh
in there.
yeah, I know what you're
I
talking
can't
about.
think of the name of it, but I just watched it the other day, and I'm just like, man, how awesome would it be if it's like black people were in this scenario, and it just like throw
Sounds like
Martin and somebody
sounds
else.
like a
on it.
Tyler Perry movie.
Oh God, no, I'm not trying to get that terrible of a cliche.
But I think you could probably do it with a black cast and not have that Tyler Perry
flavor.
Just,
Yeah,
yeah,
I just need something that's really funny and just really. I want to take.
it's
my kids to go
complicated.
see it.
That's the name of it. It's
There you go.
complicated.
It's
Earlene,
complicated. What a great movie.
look at Earlene coming
There you
through
go
with the
with the
clutch.
clutch.
In the clutch.
There is one movie that she's in that I've been wanting to see forever that I've only seen one scene in when I was a child, and that's Death Becomes Her.
Oh yeah, I remember
Remember
that.
that scene with the chick
With
had
Goldie
the giant,
Hawn.
Yeah, she had that giant hole in her belly.
Yeah.
And she was talking because they couldn't die.
Yeah,
I was like, man, that's crazy.
it was her, Goldie Hawn, and Bruce Willis.
Yeah,
Yeah. But that's gonna pretty much do it for our Facebook Live portion, guys. We asked everybody to subscribe to our show on all major platforms: iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, Stitcher, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Spotify. I think that's all of it. Oh, and YouTube. You know, if you happen to go over on iTunes, give us some feedback. Let us know what you think. We got some things coming down the pipeline that I think you guys are truly going to enjoy. Things in motion, so make sure
Sound effects.
Doom, doom, doom. Make sure you tune in. And if you get bored, check out the old episodes. When you go, check us out. Share this Facebook Live post with your friends, your family. You know, they may have some good ideas for those four. And this will go on IG, that picture. And we want you all to come up with 2 actors or actresses for next week's fantasy casting. And we're going to see what you all come up with. And we'll try to come up with a movie or a show for them. So,
The Rock and the
Jeff
dude that plays
Bridges.
Flash.
Oh no, I thought
Grant Gustin.
Idris, not Idris. What's his name?
Ezra
Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
I'll take that. The Rock and Ezra Miller.
We'll see.
I'd take that over any kind of Kevin Hart movie.
You know what? Maybe we'll make that a
Really.
poll and see what happens.
I just really want some out of the box characters like
Wait. Are we done, Elijah?
like Jamie Foxx.
Did you cut it off?
I don't know.
I want
okay,
Jeff
cool, yeah.
Bridges
All right.
and like The Rock together. I think that'd be hilarious.
I think that would be. Jeff Bridges is really a.
I love
I
Jeff
think
Bridges.
The
He's
Rock,
one of my favorite
Chris
actors.
Hemsworth.
You gotta throw, but there has to be a third character that's involved with that is completely different from them.
Mel
Dinklage.
Gibson.
Peter Dinklage. Them two and Peter.
I was gonna say
Peter-
Ed Helms or something like that.
I'll take Ed Helms.
Ed Helms would
You
work.
never see that.
Ed Helms
Owen
would really
Wilson.
work.
I
Ed Helms, I think would be good.
tired of that nasally talk that he talks with. You know?
I really do hate how he talks, but his movies I always find them very enjoyable.
Like Zoolander.
Shanghai Noon, all that. Huh?
Shanghai Noon was trash.
It was trash. When you go back and watch it, I was like, wow, this
I
actually
almost-
is an interesting.
No, it's not.
Okay, well, hey.
I almost watched it this weekend, and I was like, nah, dude.
I remember this being trash. Whatever.
Yeah.
See, look at you.
Yeah, because it was garbage.
Hey, man,
dude.
sometimes the trash that we thought was trash is actually gold. Like, I thought that Jay-Z's Kingdom Come album was garbage, and I went back and revisited it. I'm
Yeah,
like,
but
this is
it's
actually a good
different.
album.
Okay. Yes, sometimes art does age better than when you first saw it. That's fine.
Okay.
It's like cheese and wine. I get it.
I thought
However, how is that movie aged better for
Okay,
you? I don't
so the
understand
movie with
that.
Harrison Ford, where he was a cop in the future,
Oh, you're talking about
Blade Runner.
I thought that was terrible back in the day. And I
Well-
went back and watched it. I was like, wow, this
So
actually
here's the
is
thing,
a
though.
good.
Blade Runner wasn't, at the time it came out, sci-fi wasn't a big thing.
That's
and
true.
And the only people that liked it were people who were hardcore sci-fi people and people who had read the book, which is called Do Electric Sheep, or Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? So that was the issue with that. But over time, as more people started watching it and sitting down for a 3.5-hour movie,
Right.
and understanding that, there's more to things than just explosions, which is where we are now. With,
Shanghai Noon.
nah, dude, fuck that. That movie sucks.
All right, but we all watched a bunch of different stuff this past week.
Yes.
I just remembered something. Stephen Carl Stephenson, the guy who played Robbie Rotten.
Who?
What? What?
You guys never talked about him. Stephen Carl Stephenson. He died.
Who did he play?
Robbie Rotten on Lazy Town.
Lazy Town.
Dude, we're not talking. We don't talk about kid shows like that.
No, what is Lazy Town?
Elijah, you need to start submitting this into the suggestions. Hell is lazy.
But all right, so you still watch Power?
Yes.
All right, so talk to the people about Power for
This
a
is
second.
Lazy Town, that little kid show.
Let me see.
Oh.
I've
Anyways,
never seen that in
I
my
have.
life.
It's weird.
Anyways,
It's like a bootleg Power Rangers.
give us a little update on Power real quick, because I think it's only one more episode.
Yeah,
right?
it's one more episode. Ghost is a selfish person. I wanted to say another word. He's very, very selfish. Everything is predictable now. You might not want to tune in next season because it's really, really boring. In my
I thought
opinion.
this was the last season, honestly.
Oh man, it
No,
sounds like they're trying
no.
to cook this, man. There's many
No.
times where you see Tariq just say something crazy to Ghost, and I'm just like, yo,
Teach
I
me
would have
the
been
business,
smacked you
Ghost.
across the room, man.
Bro, he's a pussy.
I'm just like, it's not really interesting. There's nothing to really talk about.
Well, that was my biggest issue. Well, one, everyone knows I'm pretty burnt out on the
Ghost
drug
type of-
the drug narrative.
I can understand that.
But then when I tried to watch one episode, and I was like, the writing in the show is so fucking bad.
It
So
was
here-
good till
the
like
first
the
couple
end of
seasons.
season 3, and then it got really. After Kanan died, when he died, I was like, okay, you know what? They can go a certain type of way, but then they just really just.
It was fine until Angela started getting more screen time. That's when it fell off. After that whole shit with Lobos, and
That's true.
then they started investigating her. That's when it started getting weird because the thing is like they
got
killed off
predictable.
their
got
main
predictable.
villain, and that's the one thing that I know you hate the whole trope about drug dealers and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
But the acting was good. Ghost was a decent character.
Yeah.
and you can side with him, and seeing him trying to get out of this thing from a perspective of someone who actually made it to the top.
Right.
That was the thing that was different for me because usually you see these drug dealers as they're
That's true.
low-level drug dealers struggling trying to make money and then better life. This
Right.
dude had fucking
They
made
did
it.
flip it.
Right.
He was like the head honcho. He was getting out of. He was trying to get out of the life, and your wife just kind of push you back in there.
Exactly.
Right.
The problem is they kept adding all this bullshit on top of it.
Exactly.
Like, oh, you're gonna kill Kanan, and then he's gonna survive this whole house that was on fire, come off with with a burn, and
It
then
got
you're gonna kidnap your
predictable.
kid.
Yeah.
And that's what it was just like. Everything was just like, oh, you happen to discover that. Oh, what a coincidence! Everything was a coincidence, and it was just like, whatever.
Now, you also been checking out, speaking of drugs, Snowfall.
Taking
That
drugs.
shit, Snowfall. That shit is incredible. Wow.
Now, I've heard a lot of good things about Snowfall to the point where I'm considering watching it.
So up to the 3rd episode, there was a scene. There was a rape scene, like I think I mentioned, or whatever. And if
Yeah.
you ever read people's reviews, it was like very graphic in sound of description and stuff like that. You never saw it, and it really affected me, and I stopped watching it.
Oh,
and
you
then
didn't tell us that, so it was all you heard. The
You
rape
heard it, like you heard the bed, the dudes. It was very like descriptive.
Somebody was inspired by
But when you
Dunkirk.
go to the
By who?
Dunkirk, letting the sounds guide
Oh,
you through
man,
the
them
scene.
sounds-
Or, you know what I think I thought about when he said that? Game of Thrones, when Sansa got raped. You didn't see it, but you heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but after that scene, I finally got back into it. 2nd season is popping off.
Yeah.
And wow, just it took a turn Because he's basically introducing crack into the black
neighborhood.
neighborhood. And I
And-
didn't know that at first. But now it's like after I got there, I was like, wow, this is actually pretty deep. And how all these stories are intertwined. I was like, damn, FX once again with another dope ass show.
FX puts out great
I mean, I
content,
think
for sure.
to me, you know, we always talk about HBO's main competitions now, Netflix.
That's true. It is.
To me, FX and AMC
AMC's been killing it.
go at each other like that.
AMC kills you with the shows that you just don't even expect to be
like
just really
Breaking
good.
Bad and Sons of Anarchy.
And now, well, you keep
Mad
hearing
Men.
Better Call Saul, you
Yeah.
know.
Better Call Saul killing it.
But FX turned around, gave us Sons of Anarchy.
But see, what you call it? FX did do Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
Well, never mind. That just kills my point. I was about to say
And then,
AMC does great with doing these spinoffs.
They got the
Right.
American
They're
Horror Story
surviving,
that's
but-
killing it.
The Americans was actually
The Americans, they got a whole bunch of
Right.
I
stuff.
always wanted to watch that show. That's the one with the
Russian
Russian
spies. Yeah. And my homeboy says that's one of the best sort of espionage
I
shows
heard.
that he's ever seen.
FX
On
has a
Netflix.
wide range of shit. You
Right.
got like Legions from them, so you got your
Justin,
comic book shit.
Justified, you know.
Yeah,
they got
Justified was one of
with,
my favorite.
Timmy Olyphant, or whatever his name is.
Oliphant.
Oliphant.
And then I forgot
That
Walter
one about-
Diggs.
Yeah, that was really dude.
I've never heard of that.
Justified was good.
He was like a bounty hunter. He was a bad dude and he became a bounty hunter, and then he was like he flipped into something else. I forgot.
and then the main sort of like antagonist,
Mm-hmm.
wasn't always bad. Like they will actually work together at times. But you know, imagine a less funny Loki sort of. Because you know Loki will work with Thor
Yeah, and then fuck him in the end.
and then fuck him in the
Yeah,
end. And that's how this character
The
was.
Shield was pretty dope. I enjoyed the Shield.
I can't get into cop shows, dude. I
It was-
actually tried watching the
The
Shield.
Shield
wasn't
was
for me.
more of it was more of a gritty behind the scene. We never saw a cop show he pushed the limit as a cop, but he didn't push it in like a bad way. We never seen it where a dude, he was just like I remember this one scene where he was like interrogating this dude, and it was just like he was
Isn't
like
that what True Detective is though?
it is kind of what True Detective is, but they did it more of in a TV realm where it was
Yeah,
like True Detective was like, damn, this could have been on
Like
IMAX
True
or
Detective
something.
shows like how some of these cops actually get fucked in the head doing
Yeah.
this shit, you know, like how some just have to quit because we don't see those detective stories.
Damages. Woo, that's another good one.
So to me, those two,
Fucking
Archer,
Archer.
yeah, they made
Fucking
Archer, yeah.
I think this next season is just last season.
Oh,
It needs to
damn.
y'all stop watching.
Oh,
that,
they
man.
also made that fantasy football show. That I enjoyed.
The League.
The League.
Bro,
was pretty
oh
dope.
shit!
Yeah, that
The
was-
League was one of the best shows.
I
ever.
enjoyed
and
that
they
show.
got out right when it was the right time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
they
was
did.
perfect time too.
They also did Blue Mountain State.
Yeah.
I
that was
love
a good
Blue
fucking
Mountain.
I thought that was
show, dude.
Spike.
That was Spike TV.
Oh shit, it was
Yeah.
Spike.
That's when
Another
Spike
great
was
show.
popping,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
That's back when they were
That
popping.
was-
But yeah,
Spike
I
was
got some good
short-lived,
content.
dude.
I got some good content this weekend.
Yeah.
So Insecure. Oh.
Yo, Insecure.
Now,
I
you've
have
been
to say
keeping-
I'm back to.
you've
being
been
a fan
keeping
of
in-
Insecure.
Keeping up to date with Insecure and Ballers,
Yes.
right?
Before I go there, we're going to take this time to shout out our home here at the Sphere. Are you starting your business and looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at the Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States, as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv.
Cool.
But yeah, dude,
Right.
Insecure. So the only thing I've been keeping up with is Insecure and Ballers, really.
Right.
And the cool. So I'm kind of torn with Insecure right now. But second season,
Yeah.
I hated it because it just seemed like it was just
A drag.
It was always sad. She's always like dogging Lauren, all this shit, and I was tired of hearing that back and forth drama.
Right.
Now though, it's interesting because it's more of an optimistic lane that she's going in. Like she's hit rock bottom, so to say. She got 2 jobs, living on a couch, all this shit. Now she's trying to change her life around.
Right.
The one thing though that I've noticed is that it seems like her perspective, like her character is becoming one-dimensional.
Yeah.
In that, like, and there was one like issue was that people had was that she keeps having like, promiscuous sex, unprotected promiscuous sex. And the last episode, she jumped in a pool with a stranger, butt ass naked, breaking into her old house with somebody she met through her Lyft job. So I was like, this is kind of.
But that's real life. I mean,
Is that real life though?
I mean, it's some wild shit that
This
happens.
sounds like some penthouse shit.
But it's some wild
Right.
shit that happens.
Dear penthouse.
But how often do people hit up they're taxi drivers or they're Lyft drivers or they're Uber
Like
drivers.
it's more scary than anything with the
For
Lyft
sure.
and
For
Uber.
sure. But I mean, I can say though the writing's a lot better. It's not a drag right now. And it's keeping up, and I don't feel like I feel like she's trying to appeal to more of a wider audience. And I
Right.
can see that because, dude, that fucking.
I really like
your.
your take because I am very uninterested in with Insecure so far.
So I hate like my girl was trying to get me to watch it, and I tried to watch second season with her. I was like, dude, you can when
Well, the
Insecure
second
comes
season-
on, I'm gonna go take a shower.
The second season lost me. I won't lie. I was watching the second. You remember that? I was watching it, and I got to the point, and I was like,
I watched
I could walk
0
away.
episodes. I think I watched 3 episodes and I said, screw this. I'm not gonna go back either because I don't care. I know what happened, Lawrence, whatever, yada yada yada.
Right.
And even with that stuff, it was such bullshit to me. I'm like, how do y'all get mad at somebody for sleeping with another chick when they're broken up? And there was all that drama circulating around this. And I was like, man, I ain't got time for that. I mean, that's what. The Housewives shows and all that shit.
Yeah.
Keep that
And
stuff
I
up.
think that the second season killed me so much that I can't find no joy in the season. I'm just like, I'm tired of
the same
her as
way.
a character, and I'm just like, I'm sick of just following you.
So
It's-
try watching it again.
I mean, I just saw it last night.
Skip second episode though. I mean second season.
It
Okay.
reminds me of let me right quick. It reminds me of Orange is the New Black. There's the secondary characters that I
This
like
season,
that keeps me interested, but the main
Which one?
character, like I don't like Piper as a
Oh,
character.
Piper sucks.
That's what I'm saying. That's how I feel like it's like you built up to a point where it's like I don't find you interesting, and I can't latch on to anything else interesting around the secondary characters, and that's
Yeah.
why I
Are
get
you watching
distracted.
Orange is the New Black right now?
I already finished. I've been finished.
This new season though?
Yeah, I finished all of it.
So I like that. Do you watch it at all?
No.
I like this direction because they didn't focus so much on Piper anymore. They branched out with all the other
Everybody
So I
else.
got back into it this season. I got caught up and like was told that's not. I don't want to go back and watch the old season either because Piper is a drag.
Right.
But the show that I'm watching now, Ballers.
Yes.
I was actually talking to Gary Lee about this shit, and he pointed out something that I didn't realize to the extent of what it is. I had an issue with this season right now because obviously for political reasons they stepped away from, I think they distanced themselves from the NFL specifically because of all this political shit that's going on around it.
Right.
Shout out to Colin Kaepernick. But
And Nike.
and Nike. Well, we can talk about that too. I got mixed feelings on that. But I didn't think that Russell Brand was the right person to put in this position on the show.
And he's
Right.
killing it.
I don't think he's killing it. I still don't really think. I don't care that much for him. I like him as an actor, but I would have liked somebody. So you got like, for instance, The Rock discussing shit with football.
Right.
He has a football background. It's believable. You got old boy who's playing. I can't remember. Joe. He seems like your average agency type financial dickhead. Perfect.
He
He
also
fits that
seems
role.
like a good. Was it? Not the captain, but skipper. You're
Yeah,
good. You're
exactly.
good second in command.
Yeah.
But he
true.
fits that role. well.
Yeah.
A good
Russell
sidekick.
Brand feels like it was like
Your
they
wingman.
try to stick a circle in a square in a circle hole.
So who
where
would
he
you-
has an alternative like feel.
Yeah.
But I couldn't believe that he's doing
But I
anything.
like
with
him
fucking,
because
but he
he's-
doesn't. I can't believe that he knows shit about
I
surfing.
like it. See, the thing about it that I like about him, and I know what you're about to ask. I like it because he's eccentric and he's different and he's wild and out of the box. Especially on this last episode, that's what made me. He's like, okay, I like you because he gave me the serious roles. I mean, the serious moments of him like really going at the Rock, him really introducing or letting him know like basically fuck you, and you're
And I
trying to fuck
like
me
that,
over.
though.
And I did like that.
I like that part, but my whole point is that
The feel of
the
him.
feel of him being in charge of a station dealing
That's
with
true.
extreme sports. I can't believe that he watches fucking any type of sport. Period.
But he
like
tells
knows
you.
anything about skateboard. I don't believe that shit. But he's supposed to be this expert on all these extreme sports.
So,
There's-
quick question. Give me like 3 guys you think would have done better.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I've been pondering
Pondering
this
this
shit.
one?
Actually, because I knew as soon as you started talking, like while this is going on, I was like, "Fuck, I do need to have a replacement." But I'm going to complain about it. And I
It's
haven't
what we
thought
do
of
at
one.
intermission.
You gotta plug him in.
But
Does fear.
But while I'm putting that over, the thing that Gary Lee pointed out to me that's actually put more spotlight on The Rock for me.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm kind of like, all right, I'm gonna watch this more,
Right.
is that The Rock. Not only do they distance themselves politically because of in my opinion, because of the NFL shit,
Right.
but if you notice, The Rock has been saying some shit that he normally doesn't say on screen, and they've been bringing up in this season a lot of issues of like color and everything, and how they're represented in sports and advertising, things like that.
Right.
And
putting him with a black woman finally.
that too, but the thing with the black surfer being represented as just an athlete instead of just a black athlete, highlighting that, and how Coca-Cola came in and darkened them up to fit their advertising campaign.
Right.
Hearing The Rock say, "Yo, I'm a person of color and I understand that." When have you ever heard The Rock say on camera,
never.
"I am a person of color"? That was the first thing. Then the next episode, I'm part Samoan. I keep wanting to say Filipino. I'm part Samoan, and highlighting that shit. And I like seeing that because it's now like you take somebody like Vin Diesel. Most people don't know what the fuck Vin Diesel is. He's Italian, and I think his mom is black or some shit. Yeah. But that's the thing. Like they kind of highlight, and they always have him play these roles that seem to fit more with a white identity.
But that's what
his identity of like his colored side. I say colored side. Holy fuck.
If you
his
ever,
minority side.
Okay, so the great thing about Jamie Foxx is he also has a thing with Ciroc where he interviews different, guests and stuff like And he did one with The Rock, and The Rock talked about this, and I think The Rock talked about this on another thing that I was watching. But he talked about how Hollywood would kind of cast him into these roles and made him say you have to stay small, you have to stay under this, and then he said it got to a point where he was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and that's kind of what crafted what we see as The Rock now. Because you remember for a while he was with Disney movies, he was like super slim and stuff like
that.
The
game plan,
I enjoyed that movie.
He played the Tooth Fairy.
The game plan was good, but he had dropped so much weight,
and that's what he was talking about. How like he can embrace the side, and it's amazing that we live in a creative time and space where it's like we don't see name anymore or color or looks, or we see content, we see how you portraying that content, and that's what we latch on to. And it's been, and you don't have to be funneled into just you can only watch this one thing. It's so much
we
stuff
need a
out
black
there.
actor to play a gangster today,
and it's like
we need an Asian actor to play a Chinese restaurant owner.
Yeah,
that kind of
and I like it, and I like it the way entertainment is going.
And and that's literally what they said on this fucking show was that I'm a black man, but I'm also a surfer. I don't want to be known as the best black surfer. I want to be known as the best fucking surfer. Period.
You know who I thought may have been
amazing,
good idea
for Russell Brand?
Yeah, because this guy plays a lot of different roles. He's been good. He's been bad. Ben Foster.
I like Ben Foster.
I do too, because he's
very underrated
and very versatile.
Yeah, I like him.
I think he could have probably the way he's described.
That movie with Jason Statham. Oh,
Mechanic.
The Mechanic. Oh, he was awesome in the Mechanic. Oh, he was playing X-Men 3. He played Angel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I like this guy.
But 310 to Yuma. He was the villain.
One of the best roles.
Yeah, he was the bag, and
that's such a good movie. That's one of those movies that I remember being good, and I don't remember shit about it.
That would be a good.
I need to rewatch it. Good.
Ballers would be a good vein for him to.
For the role that he described, I think he was in the Inferno movie with Tom Hanks.
Man, I didn't see
the recent one.
Man, I did not see that one.
There's somebody,
and he basically plays a billionaire CEO.
Okay, well I'm not.
Tell me why I typed in white actors on Google and Will Smith is the first person.
What the fuck?
And then Michael B. Jordan.
So I think Ben Foster will probably be, because it seems like he will watch extreme sports.
Yeah.
But could still be business minded and take that.
That would be dope.
I see him. I see him in this vein. And he know how to antagonize in his roles.
I've always wanted. I wanted Ben Foster to be.
That's a good point, because that's something that I don't like. Russell Brand antagonizes in this role, but it comes off more as like being a pest, or jackass. Yeah, I want somebody who is like doing these kinds of fucking antics, but also it's like you're actually savvy at business. Because the thing is that in this last episode, he outmaneuvers them after they fire him. But I still can't believe that he would have been the one who does that. Like if you watch like in his earlier roles, like Get Him to the Greek, he is someone who had a talent,
right?
But it was overshadowed by his ridiculous antics. Reminds me of fucking. I've been watching a shit ton of battle rap this week. Fucking Daylight. Do you know who that is? Y'all know who that is? The rapper. Okay, so he's the one who was saying that he was gonna fuck P Diddy. Okay, never mind. So, anyways, it's somebody who's got great talent, but it's overshadowed by all their other shit that's going on,
right?
Without them performing, and that's the kind of thing that that's the kind of role that I see fits him, because that's what he's been typecasted as,
right?
But even with this though, it just
know who they should have got? Tyler Kitsch. He needs a role. Give him a role.
Yo, you know what would have been really funny to see play this role? Y'all are not going to agree, and it just popped into my head. Fucking Michael Cera. I would have.
That would be dope.
Michael Cera would have been hilarious
Yeah.
to see in this fucking.
It would be
to see
really
him
dope
in
because
an
we haven't
asshole
seen him in a
role.
while, and
Nah,
he
dude.
could come off as a billionaire because he could be just like a young dude that just became rich because.
Right.
Or fucking even old boy who played Lex Luthor. Like,
Oh God!
no, I just watched him in
Jesse
Zombieland.
Eisenberg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just watched him in Zombieland over again. I didn't
love
see that.
movie. Such,
He just had
such a jewel.
But I
He still
do
has that
like
annoying
Taylor
thing, too,
Kitsch.
Taylor Kitsch, man, because you just haven't seen him in that. I think.
Well, I think one of my favorite roles that he did was
John Carter.
Lone Survivor.
Oh, he was good.
Because he was the Murphy challenge.
I
He
enjoyed
He
him,
was
man.
Murphy.
Taylor Kitsch for sure.
Oh,
Dude, because he played in fucking Savages.
That movie
Yeah.
that you like, yeah.
Savages. Bro, I like John Carter, though, too.
And
That's one of my
Aaron.
favorite
Hey,
movies.
Aaron could probably get away with playing it.
Who?
The other guy from Savages.
Oh, yeah, the dude with the long
I thought
hair.
about him, too.
Both
Yeah.
of them could play.
Both
Dude,
of them.
Bro,
So,
Wasn't it
I
Ada-
was so
what's
much
his name?
more believable. If you
Didn't he
ever-
play
Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't that quick.
Yeah, he got shot.
Did you ever watch House of
Spoiler.
Lies?
Yeah.
The two brothers that played, not House of Lies, my bad, House of Cards. House of Cards is the one with Don Cheadle, right? Or is it House of Lies?
Lies.
That's House of Lies.
House
Lies-
of Lies.
Lies with
So the
Cheadle.
two brothers that were rich, the moguls that they kept having to do business with in that last season.
Yeah.
And they own like the casinos and all that shit.
See,
They were
I
super
haven't
douchey.
finished.
Yeah.
Okay, the super douchey twins. You know what I'm talking about?
I didn't finish either.
Fuck. Okay, they would have been perfect for that too.
I fell off that show. It's just like so much other
Tyler
stuff came
Kitsch,
out.
though. I would like to see him in that role.
But like I said, now there's a bunch
This
of
is the perfect role for fucking your boyfriend, Jason Momoa.
Oh, he would be dope.
He could be perfect in
He
this
would
role.
be perfect.
And they
And
would,
see him
But I
and
would
The
not
Rock
believe
together?
him. I would not believe him being
Bullshit.
smarter. Being smarter to outsmart
That's
them.
fucked up, though.
That's the
That's
part.
fucked
I
up.
would not believe that.
But that's the point, though, is that you would underestimate him.
That is
and that's
true.
the part he had to sell.
He would
because
be
he was
dope.
looked at as being a buffoon in this, but you can totally see him in the vein of
Walking around with no shirt on.
action
Literally-
sports,
Yes.
eccentric,
Oh, good
and then
job,
all of a
Howard.
sudden
that's actually a good.
Look
Boom.
at this full circle. He hates
to
he
Jason
hates
Momoa.
Jason Momoa.
Back to Jason Momoa. You want to know something, Marcus, that's gonna make you laugh? That pissed
What?
me off all week.
But
I did a photo shoot earlier this week, right?
Okay.
To help somebody else, so don't fucking laugh at that shit. That's where the shit came from.
photo
And
shoot.
the whole time I'm on the fucking set, it's, hey Aquaman, hey Aquaman.
You look
I'm
like, hey,
fuck
you
y'all.
look like Aquaman.
Nah,
you look
man.
like you. Just Howard jumps in the water. Look at that tall ass thing.
Oh shit.
So
Oh man, that'll be.
we need
They're
our own
trying to get
cast
me to do that
agency.
for fucking
Hey,
Halloween.
You
I'm
should
not
do
doing
that
it.
for Halloween. Hey, I'm
As
walking
if I
around
dress
Trident.
up, bro. If I dress up as an Aquaman for Halloween, I'm gonna wear a blonde wig
You should.
In the orange pants.
I'm down.
and have a
down
hook.
to see that.
So, I think we talked about it earlier. I saw. First, I'll talk about Castle Rock.
Okay.
I think it has one more episode.
Hold on. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
wanna
Go,
cut
oh, yeah.
you off halfway
Oh, no, yeah.
through.
Go ahead.
We got to shout out one more sponsor.
One more.
This portion of the show is sponsored by KOG and Company. Are your unique gifts and talents changing the world? Unleash Your Dopeness is a people empowerment movement built to encourage the masses to operate outside of their fears and have the gall to recklessly pursue their dreams and passions in life. Join thousands of others as we unlock the greatness that dwells inside. Shop dope gear at KOGpassion.com. That's KOGpassion.com and use coupon code DOPE for 10% off exclusive Unleash Your Dopeness apparel. Act now. Sizes are selling out fast. Oh, that was my glass.
So, with Castle Rock, I know we talked about how I said it was sort of slow developing. This week's episode really gives you an idea of what's happening now. Basically, without spoiling it, I'll tell y'all that it's dealing with alternate timelines and dimensions and people moving back and forth between them and not knowing
you
it.
were hinting at that the whole time. I thought that had already been
It touched on it,
It
but
felt like that,
Yeah,
but it
but
was.
this episode tells you now. And like the weird thing is, when someone moves into another dimension or timeline, they stop aging.
Wait. So this is just like happening concurrently, where they're like,
Like this episode showed the opposite timeline that we haven't seen yet.
so where that boy come from?
Yeah, they showed where he come from and why he's only been the same age for 27 years.
I'm interested now.
I gotta watch it regardless.
I'm
I need to,
interested.
that's gonna be one of my.
It's weird because and then in this timeline he has the same name as the black actor. They both have the same name.
I'm gonna watch it because it's gonna be it's on my October.
I mean, I'm gonna.
So-
It's in my
now they threw
October.
some sci-fi in there. That was the piece that was missing
Right.
for me. Some fucking
Well-
magic or some sci-fi shit. I needed that.
Well, it had this creepy thing that stuff just seems to always be around, but you never quite knew. This episode really broke it down.
So they explicitly say, "Yo, alternate timeline."
You see it. They don't say it, but you see it.
I like that. That's
Like you
Cock
see
tease.
one of the characters as he walks.
What you just said.
Cock tea sci-fi. I love it.
You see one of the characters as he walks through 3 different dimensions within like 1 minute.
So let me ask you this then. So is this like he's consciously
No.
choosing to do this, or it's just like there's a fucking rift or something, and they're just moving through this shit?
It's like it's not even there's a rift. It's just like certain people unconsciously do it.
Are they mutants?
We don't know.
So
I'm very interested in this show. I keep hearing good things about it.
And now then the other thing I checked out because it dropped on the 31st was Jack Ryan on Hulu,
Oh yeah.
and it stars old boy from The Office.
John Krasinski.
Yeah, and he,
Krasinski.
Krasinski.
I don't know. I'm just
Right.
fucking with you.
but he actually does
Mm.
a good job with. They made some subtle changes to the character of Jack Ryan. Like in the book, he was originally a Navy SEAL. This one's a Marine. But little stuff like that don't
Bullshit.
really matter. Yeah, and his boss is Wendell Pierce. That's the actor playing his boss,
Who?
Wendell Pierce.
I don't even know who that is, but I'll be looking.
Treme Dwyer, Bunk from The Wire.
Okay.
So they obviously do not like each other, but they like the way each other works,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes for a very interesting dynamic, especially when you're talking about like CIA, because they both work CIA. Jack Ryan's just a financial analyst; he chases money, but he's also noticed some things, and he's able to pick up. He pays attention really well.
He picks up on details real well.
Yeah.
You got the intuitive.
And that's what starts this all. He picks up on a detail off a bank.
I know who fuck Wendell is. I know him.
Yeah,
He plays on Suits.
Mm-hmm.
I
He
didn't
does
know.
play on.
He's the new princess's dad in
Ah.
Suits.
Ah.
Zane. That's his last name.
He's the famous. He's the guy that just looks like everybody's dad.
Yeah.
The typical dad.
There you go. You need
Although
that role,
my favorite role
Wendell.
is still Bunk from The Wire.
There was something else I watched this weekend actually that you told me about.
I like the Ray.
Annihilation. I finally watched it.
Yeah.
I fucking like that movie a lot.
I told you. Like,
Oh my god, that movie's great. Have you seen
Is
Annihilation?
that the one with Natalie
Natalie Portman, yeah.
The Shimmer. Yo, so here's the thing that I got from that shit though. Just totally throwing that off real quick. That movie's not about fucking aliens at all.
No.
It's about mental disorder
Yeah.
and being trapped in your own head and putting on this mask. That shit was wild. I was sitting there, I was like, oh shit.
Right. Sci-fi is
Oh my god.
sci-fi is the setting, but it's
Yeah.
really just talking about mental disorder.
That shit is crazy.
I watched Undercover Brother, and I think
love that
Netflix
movie.
needs to make an Undercover
I
Brother
love that
TV
movie.
show with
That's one of Eddie
Denzel's
Griffin's
son
favorite-
as the
best roles,
dude
in my
as
opinion.
playing. Hey, you heard me? Denzel's son playing Undercover Brother.
he's perfect for that.
I am sold.
He's perfect for that
I
role.
was thinking that this whole week. I
That'd
was
be a
like,
cop show I would watch.
I would watch that shit. It would just be so funny.
The mayonnaise.
And they would just have like just the most funny people in there. Just
Dude,
throw
who
a
would
funny
play
black guy in there. But continue with Jack
Who would play
Ryan.
Conspiracy Brother though? Real quick.
Huh.
Conspiracy Brother. Who'd play that? Dave Chappelle.
Jimmy
character.
Fallon. Oh, you said conspiracy, bro. I thought you were talking about the bad dude.
No, that was Mr. Feather.
Yeah, Mr. Feather would be.
I remember this movie very well. I watched it like 30 times.
Conspiracy brother.
Michael Shea.
Michael Shea could do it. No. Michael Shea's like too. He's not annoying.
I would literally put Neil
maybe.
Patrick Harris back in that TV.
Of
I
course,
would put
he
him
looks the
right
same.
back in there. He looks the same.
Michael Shea, man. I want to see him on more shit.
I do too.
I like
even know
Michael
who
Shea.
that
Jay Farrow.
SNL.
Jay Farrow would play
Jay Farrow would be
Conspiracy.
nice.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's, SNL Weekly Update. The Black Album Weekly Update on Saturday Night Live.
Did you see his stand up?
The stand-up
No,
is
his stand-up
awesome.
is dope.
I gotta watch it.
Yeah. Michael
Although
Shea
on
is fucking
Instagram, he went and looked for on Netflix. His stand-up for him is only a 58% match. He's like, so
Damn.
my own show is only a 58% match for me.
How dare you? No, he's hilarious.
Yeah.
But
Jack Ryan is like I said, if you're like that Homeland, like I like a good spy series. You know, I used to read the Tom Clancy books, and it was a favorite.
I read the video games.
Rainbow Six was a dope ass video game.
Yeah, Sean showed me Kareem, I should say. So
Yeah.
I'm about to get the last one.
Yeah, but it's good so far. You know, and luckily with Hulu, you know, they release everything like Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think not Hulu, Prime does. Hulu does once per week.
Yo, Netflix has been doing that lately with some of their shows.
Yeah.
Doing 2 at a time. I'm okay with
I
that.
don't mind with it. Give me 2.
Yeah,
Don't
give me
necessarily
2.
just 1,
2
but
at a time.
2 at a time, I can do
Split
that.
the week. Well,
Yeah.
I can wait 2 days.
Right.
Be productive. They're the productive TV station. They
Right.
want you to binge Netflix.
Yeah.
They give you a series. They release 2 episodes a week, so that way you get some work done in between.
Right.
Perfect.
So
So
2 a week instead of just binge all of it.
Mhm.
Right.
And instead of just giving you 1,
2 would be dope.
2 is
yeah.
good.
So the trailer for this week is a teaser trailer, but it's a show that me and you both very much enjoyed on Netflix. You got that trailer for us, Elijah?
What about Halloween?
There I do.
When I talk about
What
Halloween,
Predator too? We missed that one.
What?
Predator had their last trailer. That shit. It's cool. We can talk about it after
Yeah.
this. I didn't finish the whole series.
What? Big Mouth?
Yeah. That shit's fucking fire. You ever seen the show, Marcus?
man, I watch so much shit. I can't.
Bro, they're back. The hormones are back.
The hormones are back.
Oh god, dude, this show is not for kids.
It looks like it's not for kids.
This show tied me over for when I was waiting for Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Golly, this show's great.
Oh yeah.
Yo, you'll like it because
And in fact, it's a lot-
the league.
It's a lot of guys from the league are doing
Voice
this.
characters.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and the creators.
Nick Kroll, he's
Yeah.
the one who played Ruxin. He's the writer for this show. He
Yeah.
had another show on
He had something like a
Comedy
little
Show.
variety show.
Yeah, that shit was.
Yeah.
it was
I Nick
hilarious.
Kroll in Undercover Brother is a bad guy.
He could play
That-
Mr. Feather.
that
would be hilarious,
Mr.
man.
Feather.
That would be
But,
hilarious.
I want to. He's somebody I want to see more of, like on things. He's fucking hilarious.
I think he's funnier than people give him credit for.
You know what I like
He
about
looks like
Netflix?
Jeremy, what's his name? The dude to play the Ari.
So you know what's really fun when you see like someone really famous
Yeah.
like now, and then you go back and you recognize they were in some fucking movie or
Yeah,
show.
some shit that you never saw.
Yeah.
Or thought.
Tiffany Haddish,
Yeah.
season 2, episode 1. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Word.
Go back.
Pretty dope.
She has one line.
Oh, I was watching Moesha and the
Why
guy
are you watching Moesha?
because we
hated
just
that
flipping
show.
the guy that plays on Ant-Man, the dude, the Hispanic guy that does all the explaining stuff, he was on an episode of Moesha. I was like, what? Is this real life? It's pretty dope.
It's always
wasn't
funny
a fan
seeing
of
stuff like that.
It's
too.
always amazing to see like a young person, like these same famous people when they were young.
Yeah.
Hey.
Like Ryan Gosling and Young Hercules.
Oh God, that shit was
Well,
garbage.
hey,
That was such a trash
no,
show. and
that
I liked
show-
it
I
so
went to
much.
go see, I visit my parents, and they were bored. They had the TV on some old school channel, and they were showing that Michael Landon show, Highway to Heaven.
Mhm.
And it so happens to be the episode with Paul Walker and Josh Brolin playing his older brother.
Mm.
Man, Josh Brolin is such a great actor.
And I was like, these guys basically look the same
Mhm.
ever since this episode.
That's pretty dope.
There's a funny thing with Josh Brolin at Walmart.
Yeah.
He's grabbing a box of like Magnum condoms, and somebody
Oh,
walks in,
yeah.
he's like, "You think those are fit?" He's like, "Yeah, they're." He's like, "You didn't get the right ones." He's like, "Yeah, I did." And that's the whole thing.
Like, he has a great IG account as well.
Oh man,
Thanos.
he's hilarious. Dog, he's hilarious. Yo, so we didn't have it up there, but Predator. I'm so pumped for Predator.
I am
I-
not.
You don't think so?
I'm actually
Shane.
pumped for the
Oh,
Nun.
God.
I don't like Shane.
I'm interested in the Nun.
Yeah.
If it's good enough, it may make the term in October.
I'm just saying.
I haven't even
like,
seen the trailer for none.
How are you not like? I
Well, they
think it's gonna be
removed a
solid.
lot of them because
Yeah.
it was so explicit.
I just saying I don't keep up with horror. That's one thing I don't keep
But
up
I'm
with.
just saying, how are you not a fan of Predator? It's like the perfect.
Who said
action
I'm not a
You
fan?
just said you're not looking forward to Predator when I said
I'm not looking for. I'm not a fan of Shane Black. I don't like Shane Black as a director, and I just don't think that
Oh my god.
it's just like okay. So
he
it's
has a
so
lot
they
of-
become to a super predator. They're gonna fight. I just really think the one that came out in 2010 deserved a sequel because that movie was awesome.
Which one came out?
The Predator movie when they went to like the Predator Island with
Adrian Brody.
yeah, he
Yeah.
was killing it. That's when he was in his Diesel phase. That movie was pretty awesome.
All right, I do like one Shane Black movie, The
Which
Nice
one?
Guys.
I did like The Nice Guys. That's his more recent one that I thought was pretty good. But
Well-
I didn't like Iron Man 3. I don't like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
I actually didn't mind Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Kiss Bang.
I'm surprised.
Val Kilmer, Robert Downey Jr.
I wonder if there's gonna be a Christmas scene in Predators. You know, he's always for them holidays. In all his
He is
movies.
You know, there's gonna be one.
Let me see.
I actually did not see the movie. Yo, so you don't like his movie? That shit got an 85 on Rotten Tomatoes.
What?
Kiss Bang Bang.
No, I just didn't. The story was. I mean, it was an
interesting
It was cool to
story.
see Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
So my thing with this new Predator though is just that one, I like the fact that he was in the original one. The very first one.
Yeah.
Who?
Shane.
Yeah, Shane Black. He played one of the
With the glasses,
He
yeah.
played
Yeah,
Rick.
you know
I think
that.
his name is Rick.
It's pretty dope.
And it looks like they're not going to overdo. Like the story's different, obviously, but it's just going to be cool. It's like it's going to be a fun movie.
He was
And,
Hawkins.
Yeah, Hawkins. There you go.
Hawkins, yeah.
Oh, his name is Richard. Isn't it Richard Hawkins?
It just says Hawkins. but-
Okay. Yeah, but that dude.
Yeah.
Glasses.
The
Muscle
glasses, yeah. He was
Yeah.
the one with the glasses.
But it's cool seeing someone who played in the original one make this movie because he understands what the whole point of the movie was.
is.
And it just looks like it's gonna be a good.
Well, it's
action
crazy.
movie.
Like when you look at the behind the scenes of the original one, like it was a fucking horrible movie to make. Like people were sick, people were fighting each other. I mean,
Hey, if you really go back to like pre like 1995's like movie sets were like people were just
Savage places.
really.
Like,
I'm just like everything,
savage fucking
like everything is
places.
all peaceful now, but it's like back in the day it was like fighting between the director and the producer.
right?
And
It's like guys from that movie that still would not talk to each other to this day.
people
Yeah.
dying on set. I was just like, damn, people, man.
Shit, we still got people dying on set though. Chick, the stunt driver for who played Domino for Deadpool,
Deadpool,
2,
yeah.
she died.
I don't know.
on set.
That's sad. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I mean that shit happens.
It happens, but
Said save Zoe Beats life. Save her.
There's what else? Oh, then Jason's coming out. Is that Jason? No, Michael Myers. Friday the 13th.
Halloween.
Like I said-
Halloween. Yeah, I keep fuck all this.
Now that looks intense.
I would like to see Rob Zombie do that movie.
didn't he?
Didn't he do
Yeah,
like
he did
the
do one.
Halloween one that came out?
Then,
Like
then it was trash, and I don't.
No, it
want
was
to
actually
see
good.
It was okay.
I liked it.
I enjoyed it,
I
man.
didn't like the sequel to it because he did too. I liked the first one. I didn't care too much for the second one.
I like some like his gory movie like House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects.
Yeah.
He makes some good gore.
I'm just not a horror fan.
The
but
thing was
I'll
with the
watch it.
Halloween he did, I liked it because we're known for his gore, but he has great story with that. The way he break down how Mike Myers becomes Mike Myers.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah, he made Halloween from 2000. The one that came out in 2007.
Yeah, and that was a good one.
Who did that dumpster fire?
And yeah,
with
like you
Jason
said, he
X?
did the Halloween 2 that came out in 2009. That's the one I enjoyed.
Right.
That Jason X trash movie. Do you remember that one?
I don't
Jason
know
goes
when he was in space. Oh
Yeah.
God, man, they just really try to do the most
They
with
really
Jason.
did.
Yeah, I want to see.
Although I did like the remake.
too.
What?
Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I thought it was
they
really
had
good.
Jared Padalecki, the guy from
Mhm.
Supernatural.
Mhm.
I did
just-
like that.
Oh, horror just man, they just repeating a lot of stuff. But hey, man, it is what it is. I'm not a horror fan.
I think
I'm not about to pay be scared. I'm quite honest with you.
you got a lot of the stuff being regurgitated,
Mm-hmm.
but you do have some
We're getting
original.
better stories now. Like they
You-
kind of flesh it out more than.
I mean, but you also have some good original. I still say The Conjuring.
oh, it's one of the.
I like
That movie was pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
some- right.
Didn't like the sequel, but
And
I enjoyed
it
the
made
first
it to
one.
our final four in the
Yeah.
tournament.
I like that.
And from Paranormal Activity, you had a lot of those guys.
Trash fucking movie.
I mean, it's trash, but it served
It served its purpose. It scared the shit.
because
out
the
of
guys from The Conjuring came.
I
from,
didn't think it was scary at all.
You didn't get
Paranormal
scared-
Activity. I
Did
sat
you go in
there
the
and watched
crowd?
it. No, I just watched it by myself. I thought it was gonna be a trash movie from the
Yeah.
beginning. I'm not really a huge fan. Like Blair Witch, I thought that was stupid too.
Yeah,
I hate those kinds of movies.
but
like
it was
fat recovered film. And
yeah.
shit.
It was
Bullshit.
good because a lot of those guys branched off into stuff like The Conjuring, Sinister.
Sinister's great.
I'm kind of glad that Hollywood got that method of video.
I like how
Yeah, yeah.
if you
All the
do
way the
one
fuck
good
outta here.
thing, it takes the writers and says, "All right, what can you do on your own?"
And that's a great fucking formula.
It's a great
Yeah.
formula, and that's what Paranormal Activity. Like the movie itself is trash, but it opened up a lot of original horror content.
And see, and that's the thing I like about Paranormal Activity from a standpoint.
Blumhouse,
of the story.
that's-
Blumhouse is dope,
shout
out to them.
but like the mythology that goes around it, steeped in like the weird
Which-
shit
yeah.
in real life.
Yeah.
like that's cool because now there's more into it to see it unfold on TV versus I'm gonna get scared.
Right.
But I was gonna tell you, the time I hung out with Jared Padalecki. Bro, all right, so he's from San Antonio.
Aren't
Yeah.
you awesome?
Nah, dude, I didn't watch Supernatural at the time.
Okay.
I've only met. No, it's not allowed. I've met a bunch of celebrities actually. I got a picture of Booker T. Washington, but the two I've been drinking with two.
Look at you
sets of
name
people.
dropping on like okay,
Yeah,
Mr. Popular.
yeah. Nah,
Booker
dude.
T. Who else you meet? The Rock. Who
The
else?
cast, the people from Shameless.
Jason
too.
Momoa.
I've met The Rock though,
I've never met.
You
The
have?
Rock.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
pretty dope.
because I mean he grew up in Nashville and he used to go to Memphis a lot of time.
Oh, see, I've never.
Like his wrestling break
Never knew
was
that.
with Jerry Lawler in
My
Memphis.
goal is to be friends with Will Smith. I sent him a message this weekend. Not even
I used to
kidding.
like Will Smith.
How do you not like him now?
He
He's
annoys
cool
me.
as
He
fuck.
annoys
Hey,
me.
there's a David
you
Blaine.
tripping?
There was a cool little David Blaine special on Netflix.
Going with Cheez-Its?
No, the one where it's,
YouTube flicks.
Cheez-Its?
You've never seen the David Blaine YouTube
I have
show?
to look it up.
Oh god.
but that's the one. This the one where he takes the needle and puts it through his arm without no blood. But he does it with the Smiths. So he's there with Will, Jada. What's the little crazy kid?
Jaden.
Yeah, Jaden. Willow's there. Like all the little kids. All the
The
kids.
one
Are,
kid that we never heard about the two in there.
You don't like Jaden. He's got a little album called Sire too. That's just not
No,
bad.
I'm talking about now. I was like, let's throw the
Right.
Oh,
the-
his first marriage.
Yeah.
that
but
kid.
they're all there, and it made me appreciate because like their family dynamic is pretty fun still.
Yo, it's cool. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like his kids are. You don't hear like they, for all intents and purposes, they're wild kids, eccentric kids.
Yeah.
You don't ever hear anything like they're not strung out on drugs or any of that shit. They're just exploring their artistry and shit. And the
I
whole
think people
family
are
seems
just
cool.
happy to see Will Smith once again. I think that now he's just
He's
in your
doing
forefront.
cool shit though.
But I'm talking about he's in your forefront again, and everybody's always been a Will Smith fanatic for like.
He's
Like
super
going back to the
charismatic.
Paranormal Activity, like one of the lead producers was also a lead producer for Get Out.
Which one?
Which
Not which Get Out, but
Which Get Out movie? Yeah.
producer Jason Blum. He's got
oh yeah, Blumhouse dude. Yeah,
yeah.
that's his like whole production house.
You're right.
But yo, so Will Smith's doing like this bungee jumping thing for his birthday.
Yeah.
And he was talking about he's been
saw
home for.
that.
You see the guy skydiving?
Mm-mm.
Yo, they had a guy who's gonna be training him skydive to their house.
Wow.
That shit was wild. I was like, bro, Will Smith is crazy.
Rich people.
I like
So-
it.
Rich people.
You know.
Yeah, no, but
Must be nice.
But it's cool just seeing someone who's that rich, that famous, that charismatic, that influential, not go bankrupt, buying $100,000 a month wine subscription,
Hey, man.
and going around hanging out and shit, and then also giving good advice.
That's
on top
Mr.
of that.
Hollywood, dog. He got 3 kids. If Johnny Depp had some more kids, he probably gets some act right.
Probably not. You know,
So-
he's in a band too called
I
LA
heard.
Vampires.
I'm so
or
sick. I'm so
Hollywood
sick of Johnny
Vampires
Depp.
with Alice Cooper. That shit's trash.
All right. So
I don't like
as we
Alice
wrap up, Gary Lee's actually going to watch Ken tonight. I didn't really want to see it.
What? What is that?
The
Isn't
new
that-
movie.
that horror movie.
No, the new movie is like the little black kid, but adopted with white folks, and they find like a space gun. And
I have
heard anything.
no idea.
I've seen it. He's watching it tonight, but he's also doing it at Alamo Draft House for future references. Y'all might be seeing us there for some of the
A
events.
space gun. though.
It's like some weird like extraterrestrial gun that the kid finds.
Oh yeah, and him and his
his
brother.
brother, yeah.
yeah.
That's
it's
King.
like a young adults like
Yeah.
teen movie. Yeah, I did see.
So
that.
he's going to see that tonight.
I kind of wanted to see that.
I may say, but I'm going to definitely go see The Nun. And it drops Friday. Of course, I'm going to keep up with Castle Rock and Jack Ryan. And I'm trying to finish Ozark. I didn't realize I didn't finish the first
I
season.
didn't finish the first season. I need to go.
didn't
I need to
either.
go back.
And it
I
started
just
so
respect y'all
hard.
for keeping up with y'all movies, even the movies that don't even get the forefront of, like,
Well, we
I
all
guess views.
It's the only way to get like new content.
No,
though.
that's what I'm talking about. That y'all, I mean, because I really fell off of movies because I'm just like half of these movies I just do not keep up with because it's just like TV is the thing I'm just be checking out for because it's more
Yeah.
accessible. You know, you got Xavier running around. I kind of just don't get to the movies like I used to.
See, my thing with the TV is that there's just so much of it.
Yeah, it's hard to catch all of it.
It'll become
overkill.
overkill
Yeah.
for me. Something like it's so much I'm trying to catch up that I would sit there and just not turn on the TV sometimes.
Like my four favorite shows of all time. I'm not current on them at all. Billions,
Love
Legion,
it.
Mr. Robot, and Suits. I'm not current on any of them. Fucking none of them.
Right.
And Billions just had, and I'll watch like one
They
episode.
just
I was
wrapped
like,
up. Yeah, they just wrapped
oh
up.
my god, it's so good.
I-
And not you don't like the season?
Man, I felt like what was it season 3? I kind of just did not go back yet.
I do feel like it's kind of winding down. Yo, Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Did y'all watch that?
That's on Star
Y'all
Wars.
need to watch that. That show is,
Well, hey,
is great.
Now that you said that, I'm sitting here thinking about some of my favorite shows. I'm like, I have not finished them out. Black Sails was one of my favorite shows.
Black. I'm so glad you said it. I've been wanting to mention like y'all.
He
I
loves
wanted
black
to
shows.
ask y'all
I
a
still
question,
haven't
like
watched it.
2 shows that people should watch that they probably will not, and it's Black Sails and Into the Badlands. Those are my 2 shows.
He loves those shows.
And
Those shows are dope.
I'll say Black Sails and Penny Dreadful.
So when did you finish? So how far are you in Black Sails?
I'm midway on the last season.
The last season is awesome, especially when you find out that it's like they're all connected to like the pirate
Right,
stories of
pillars
old.
that we've
And I
heard.
never knew that. I was like,
Yeah.
like
Where did
Cap,
you ruin that
like
for me?
Long John Silver.
Silver and stuff like that.
Where did you ruin that for me?
Blackbeard.
Oh, that is a huge spoiler, but man,
It
his
is.
arc is
Like you see how he becomes
going
known.
from that first episode to where we end up. I said, shit, this show is pretty goddamn.
and like he changes the whole time. Like he wasn't shit.
The character development in that show was pretty dope. And
Yeah.
you never would have thought that from a pirate type of show.
So what we need to do then is have an episode where we're discussing TV shows. We should like come up with a ranking of all the best like period piece TV shows,
That's not a-
including like Vikings,
Vikings, is
Peaky
like number 3.
Blinders, and then
Boardwalk Empire.
Boardwalk Empire, fucking
Game of Thrones.
no,
Hey,
there was-
Henry
there was one you just
Henry
said.
Cavill's old show, The Tudors.
Oh, I love the two.
The Tudors. I forgot he was on that.
Yeah.
Fucking Spartacus.
Ooh, Jason, what's his name?
Frontier.
He'll be good to throw back out there in the acting world of TV.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna send him a
So
message.
yeah,
too, so you need to be on
let's work on
Ballers.
that.
like that.
Let's wrap this up. We actually thank you guys for checking us out.
No, we're way overdone.
Well, we're just
Not
at
really.
5
It's just
minutes,
super
yeah.
fucking late.
Content is beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Content is beautiful.
Make sure
You
you
crazy
go
kids.
to the website or go to wherever your listening choice and check out some old past episodes. And we will talk to you guys later.
The iPhone.
The iPhones.
Do you not watch I Love You, Man? I told you a million times.
I
watch that movie.
have seen that movie.
When he's like.